Okay, and so I'm doing this right off the back of my Premier League rant from before. So I wanted to just tell you about the Champions League. I don't know, have you heard about it? Have you do you know what it is? It's pretty important for a lot of reasons. The main one is money, but the second reason is that also it's very prestigious and you want to be playing in it, particularly if you're into soccer, that sort of thing. Okay, so let's go into this. All right. We're doing really just the Premier League sides, so I don't want to get like too bogged down in the weeds. There's now 38 teams in this setup here, so I don't want to get bogged down. Okay, so this game, I think this game actually tells us a lot about Arsenal that we already knew, but it's important to learn or relearn. Okay, and this was a good win for Arsenal. Like, if I was an Arsenal fan, I would actually be extremely heartened by this win because you went and played against Bilbao on the road, difficult side, well-drilled side. Ernesto Valverde's been there for a little while now. And, Bilbao's a difficult side, and you're just playing on the road. It's the Champions League. It's just a hard game. It's a hard game to win. Now, that being said, this is where the depth matters, and like where you can go on to go and like win an actual, like a major trophy, not a cup trophy. I know that everybody shits on the FA Cup that Arsenal won, but my point is that you can go on and win a major trophy. When you bring people off the bench, can they make the difference? Like, again, I think it was maybe Henry or maybe it was like Roy Keane. It was like the games that if you're going to go on and win a trophy, right? If you're going to go on and actually win like a big major trophy, you need players that come off the bench and they are the differential players for you. Like Gyökeres or maybe Eze or whomever, right? They might score 15, 20 goals a season, right? But the thing is that they're not going to score every game. Like Erling Haaland is not going to score every game and win you the game every time, right? Julian Alvarez is going to be like that differential player. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Divock Origi, like these are these guys that go on and they win those late goals at the end of the game, and they come on off the bench and they score. That is where you get the major titles, right? I mean, Divock Origi scored a ton of late goals, iconic goals, even in the Champions League final. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. Like that's what I think sometimes is missing when it comes to the people actually understanding what it takes to win a title, whether it be the Champions League or in a league. This is the game that proves that Arsenal are like, this year actually could be the year. Like, and it's not proving it to me, right? Like, we're obviously not there yet, but I'm saying that like, this is the game where I'm like, oh, they are legit now. They are like real legit, like real like bad team, right? Like not bad isn't bad. I'm just like, they're like a badass team now. They're like legit. They're on the door. They've been on this doorstep for a long time, but they keep creeping up. And I'm like, this year could be that year. Like they look dangerous, like really dangerous this year. They got like world-class players like left and right. The fact that Piero Hincapié can't even play like an actual game. Like he has to come on the 90th minute. That's crazy. Christian Mosquera, Zubamendi, Gyökeres, Eze, Madueke, Marino, like Rice. It's like, even look at like the injured, like Jesus and Havertz and Saka and Odegaard, Nwaneri, like they just have depth. They have depth. And that is what they were always missing from the previous 2 years or so. They had an incredible starting lineup. And even in some positions, they had some depth. But now they have depth in all positions. That's the thing. That's what, like, even Kepa is a backup goalkeeper for David. Like, they have depth in all positions. Okay, all of them. And that's what I'm saying. That's where I'm like, Martinelli and Trossard getting a goal and assist, sharing them a piece to win this game. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Moving on. Okay, Tottenham Hotspur and Villarreal. Let's see. Early own goal, and that's pretty much it. That's all we had to talk about. That's all we had to talk about. This game was pretty boring. Nothing happened. One goal in, done. If I'm honest, like, to me, if I was a Hotspur fan, I'd be happy about this. No problem. You can take a boring 1-0 draw against Villarreal. Look, I understand that they're not like the best team. Bilbao's a better team, right? But this is your first, like, think about where Tottenham Hotspur were last year, you know, like down in the doldrums of the Premier League. And now they've gone on to win the Europa League, and now they're in the Champions League. This is fine. Take it. Take it. This is a positive. This is so positive for the team. It gives a lot of like life to the team. It gives, you know, it helps the team believe in themselves, believe in the project, believe in the system. Like, this is nothing but good. This is nothing but good. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Who cares if it's like goalkeeping blunders or whatever? Who cares? You won a champion. You won your first Champions League game in the new system with new players, like new coach. That's all that matters. You got 3 points out of it. Like, good. Like, really good. Really good. In the other words, also here, Eindhoven, you stink. You definitely, like, that's a bad game to get beat out by Union Saint-Gilloise. Whatever. Benfica, awful loss against Karabag. That should never happen. I know that all the Benfica fans know that. This game, all-time classic. I don't think either, like, crazy. Real Madrid played like kind of like garbage a little bit. They still feel a little rickety from like last year. Like something's not quite right. They can win games, but like something's not quite right. But that's just, I'm not watching this La Liga like week in, week out, so I can't say that. Olympiacos, you should have won against Paphos. You're a man. The Cypriot side was the man down. You know, Slavia Prague, like, you know, if you didn't know, I lived in Prague for a while. Went to the Slavic Prague games, and I was hoping they could win this one, but they didn't. Whatever. Inter, just a more mature team, more talented team than Ajax. Just they won. That's kind of all that is. Bayern Munich and Chelsea. This always going to be a Bayern Munich win. Always. Bayern Munich is more. They're just more mature. They have a little bit, edge more talent. You know, their talent is roughly, you could see that there are definitely periods of the game where Chelsea were matching them. That's because the talent level is very close. So I don't want to say that like Chelsea were just completely outclassed. That's not entirely true. What ultimately came down to is the fact that Chelsea's now in the limelight of the big time, right? Since this whole project has started of Blue Co. and all of the like these guys like Enzo Maresca and all this current collection of players, they've always been playing the Europa League or the Conference League, and now they're in the Champions League, and now you've gone to play on the road to Bayern Munich, which again, Bayern Munich always gets to the quarterfinals, the semifinals, just year after year. They're always in the knockout stages. They're always one of the big teams that's like expected to win it or get at least towards the final stages. Like that's just who they are. They won the German league last year. They're just freaking good. They're at home. Like Chelsea, like when I'm saying like about emotional immaturity, I'm like, I don't expect you to win this game. And you didn't win this game. That's kind of like, it's not a knock on you. You guys are an extremely talented side. And I think that you're going to continue kind of like Arsenal, just keep leveling up every year. You're going to see that you're going to start winning games that maybe you shouldn't have before. This is a learning lesson for you guys that there's just another level. And that's the mental level of playing these games. Now, like you obviously like, you got a little bit of fight in you. Cole Palmer is clearly a really class player. That's why he got the goal and he almost scored another one. But you guys are still young. You got growing pains. And that's why you can say like you deserve better. Like in the quote, like I get where he's coming from. It's like you guys are young and hungry. Cole Palmer's 23. It's just like you guys are just you got the growing pains, and like you're gonna lose games like this where like you're actually gonna play against like the real upper crust, and you're gonna get kind of like outclassed in a way, but you're not really going to be because you have the talent, you just don't have the mental capacity and emotional wherewithal to take on these like really high profile games. Next one, Liverpool 3, Atletico 2. Again, I think I touched on the last episode. Liverpool in 5 games, right? In 5 games, I just want to highlight this again. Chiesa late, right? Ingamoa late. Szoboszlai late. 83rd, that's like late. If it's past the 80th, it's a late goal. Salah, Penn, and now Van Dijk, right? It's you guys have like made a deal with the devil. Like I don't know, you guys just fighting to the very end. So like I mean, it's not a knock on like the fact that you guys are getting late goals. But this game, it's weird. You know what's weird is like the second goal, right? The second goal that went in. That felt like you really shouldn't have conceded that goal. If I'm honest, it was like really a heavy deflection. The first one, I'm kind of like, all right, dude, come on. But yeah, it's just it still goes with the same narrative of like you guys conceding goals and then like or conceding leads, and you are for sure. But I give you like a little bit of pass because you did have Llorente had like a wild deflection. It was like it just kind of fell to him and he hit it on the volley. It was a deflection. But my point is, like, you guys still haven't figured things out defensively. You guys still look a little frail. You look like you're a glass cannon a little bit. But you guys still have the championship mindset, the emotional wherewithal to like stay locked in late and then be able to win these. So yeah, just you've had a really wild like 5 games of the season so far. Not played your best, but you're still winning. So I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop. Like, I don't know what you guys are like a really talented side, but you're just like not playing your best. You're like not putting teams away and then like seeing the game out. You're just like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. PSG, obviously, reign of terror continues. Monaco is a complete pretender. You get blown out by Bruges, like on the road. That's like, get out. You're done. Like, you're done. Copenhagen and Leverkusen. Look, Leverkusen, lot going on over there. Like, yeah, I don't know. Copenhagen is like a decent side, and like if you're gonna be a little disorderly like Leverkusen, then that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be 2-2. Galatasaray, what the hell happened to you? You guys absolutely melted right before halftime, and then Frankfurt basically just beat the absolute living crap out of you. That's it. That's fine. Next one, Man City at home to Napoli. Honestly, like this felt more like Man City, this game. This felt like classic Man City. And I think that's just because it's because Napoli tried to I just like it just felt more mature from Man City. I'm not gonna I have a couple theories, but there's not really I can't really pin it down yet because again, Man City still feels like they still feel like they're building. Like they're not finished product yet. They feel like Arsenal maybe 3 years ago. They feel like they got it together. They got definitely an idea of how they want to play. They definitely have the players so far. There's still some depth issues that are happening here and there. But ultimately, like, they're still going to beat some quality sides. Now, look, Napoli, sorry, dude. Sorry, dude. You guys ran up against a country, and that's what's going to happen. But Man City, this is like, I mean, they had Donnarumma net, which is I think is probably the best keeper in the world. I say probably. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Man City, they look really good. Okay, so Newcastle and Barcelona. Okay, this one, to me, Newcastle did not take their chances. They didn't do it. Look, you're playing at the highest level. You're playing at you're just playing. You're playing against Barcelona, man. Like you had chances to score, but you didn't take them. And that, you're playing at a game of inches as at this level. And I don't expect Newcastle to defeat Barcelona here. And they didn't. But the thing is, like, Barcelona are that next level. Like, that's what Barcelona are. They're a team that always challenges or wins the title, as they did last year. Or they go deep in the Champions League year after year. They do it year after year. All these players, no matter how young they are, they have this high threshold of competition that they're constantly churning out. And Newcastle, you're getting your feet wet in the Champions League. You're working towards it. I'm happy for you. It's crazy. You got Barcelona at home. And you took it to them. You lost. You had a spirited loss. Okay. Take the positives out of that, because that is definitely a moment for you guys in the sun, right? You go, what are your other games here, right? Okay. You get the Champions League here. Okay. You got Gilwa away. You should win that one, right? Benfica at home. That's a game you should win. Yeah, Mourinho's there now, but I'm just saying, like, even with Mourinho, don't let him shithouse his way into that. This is the game. If you're serious about actually going and making like an average run, and I mean like winning a round or two, you win this game against Bilbao. You win that game. If you don't win that game, that tells me you're not serious about you're just not there. Like, you might make it out of the group stage, but you're not going to maybe win. You're maybe win a round, depending on, it really kind of depends on who you get drawn with, but that's what I'm saying. If you're like serious, you beat Bilbao at home. You beat Bilbao at home because they're legit, well-drilled, good, competent side that's worthy of being in the Champions League. That to me is your test right there. Marseille away, Leverkusen away. Okay. You don't have, okay. And then Eindhoven at home, and then PSG away. Okay. So PSG away, like, again, that's kind of a measuring test. Let's be honest. You got a pretty easy schedule here. Like, to be frank, you got a kind of an easy schedule. Like, I'm actually a little like surprised, but yeah, PSG away. You probably get battered, but that's okay. That's okay. It's a learning process right now. You guys are playing. You want to play at the highest level. You're going to play against the highest level. Yeah, and lastly, Sporting for Almaty. Thanks for playing. Kazakhstan. I love their Kazakhstan's hanging around right now, and Almaty is in like the furthest east of Kazakhstan as well. Yeah, I can't wait. Who's gonna go out there? Who's gonna go out there and have fun out in Kazakhstan, out in the middle of nowhere? Sorry, you know what? I shouldn't be so mean to the Kazakhstanis. Not the middle of nowhere. I shouldn't be. Okay. There we go. Real Madrid all the way out there. I love that. Those are the games that we should be talking about, right? Real Madrid going all the way out so far east. Okay. Pafos. Okay. You should win that game, right? Because, I don't even know. Who am I talking to? Who's the Almaty fan who's watching me? I'm spending all this time on Almaty. Olympiacos. There we go. Bruges. Okay. Yeah. Fantastic. That's great. All right. Anyways, that's my Champions League little rant there. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I honestly, worst loss, probably Galatasaray, Monaco. I think you guys have probably the worst loss. Atalanta, like, you ran up against PSG on the road. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. So, yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one after the Premier League from this weekend. So this is Premier League this weekend. I hope you see it, and I'll see you next week.